Everybody, we're going to call the meeting to order. This is the May 19th, 2022 Committee on Professional Conduct meeting. The meeting is being conducted in person and via WebEx with the assistance of Solid. My name is Dee Dee Owens, and I'm the chair of the California Board of Accountancy Committee on Professional Conduct, also referred to as the CPC. This is the first in-person meeting we've had since January 2020. Since we have some members of the public participating in person and some via WebEx, I would like to describe how I plan to take comments or questions. When I open discussion for members' comments, I will ask CBA members who would like to make any comments. If so, please raise your hand and wait to speak until I call upon you. For public comment, I will ask if any members of the public attending in Sacramento would also like to make a comment. If so, please step up to the table and wait to be recognized. Once any comments from the members of the public attending in Sacramento are received, I will ask the moderator to open the lines for any members of the public participating via WebEx. 5 minutes will be allotted to each individual providing public comments in person or virtually. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Ms. Reed to take roll call and establish a quorum. When Ms. Reed calls your name, unmute your microphone and state your name. Please remember to mute your microphone once you state your name. Ms. Reed?
Nancy Corrigan.
Nancy Corrigan.
Carrie Ann Farrell-Hines.
Carrie Ann Farrell-Hines.
Dee Dee Owens.
Dee Dee Owens present.
Yin Tu.
Yin Tu present.
And Evangeline Ward.
Evangeline Ward present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The CBA's mission is to protect consumers by ensuring only qualified licensees practice public accountancy in accordance with established professional standards. This mission is derived from statutory requirement that the protection of the public shall be the highest priority for the California Board of Accountancy in exercising its licensing, regulatory, and disciplinary functions. Whenever the protection of the public is inconsistent with other interests sought to be promoted, the protection of the public shall be paramount. At this time, we'll start with agenda item 1, which is public comment for items not on the agenda. I will now open for public comment. Is there anyone at the Sacramento location that would like to make a comment? If so, please step up to the table and wait to be recognized. Okay. There are no members. The moderator, please open up for public comment for those not at our Sacramento location.
This is the moderator. I've opened the Q&A for those participants, public members from the WebEx feature. If you would like to participate, the instructions are currently on the screen. Click on the question mark inside of a square, which is typically located at the bottom right corner of your WebEx screen. Type comment in the text field and send it to all panelists. Or you can raise your hand by clicking the hand icon next to your name. For those calling in, you can press *3 to raise your hand virtually. And again, these are for the public members participating via the WebEx. No requests have been submitted through the Q&A and no hands have been raised. Would you like me to close the Q&A feature?
Yes, thank you. All right, moving on to agenda item 2, approval of the minutes of 24th, 2022 Committee on Professional Conduct. If any member would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 24, 2022 CPC meeting, which includes non-substantive edits that were noted after the materials were received, please do so by raising your hand and wait to be called on. Ms. Corrigan.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I move to approve the minutes of the March 24th, 2022 Committee on Professional Conduct meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Ms. Hines.
I second the motion.
All right. Now I will open up for public comment. If there's anyone in the Sacramento location that would like to make a comment, if so, please step up to the table and wait to be recognized. No? All right. Moderator, can you open up for public comment?
The moderator, the Q&A is now open. Instructions are on the screen. Members of the public on WebEx, if you would like to participate, click on that question mark, type comment, send it to all panelists, or you can raise your hand by clicking on the icon of a hand. If you called in, you can press *3 to participate. No requests have been submitted. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, thank you. Ms. Reed, can you call for the vote?
Nancy Corrigan,
Yes.
Carrie Ann Farrell Hines,
Yes.
Dee Dee Owens,
Yes.
Yen Tu,
Yes.
and Evangeline Ward.
Abstain.
The motion passes.
Thank you. So moving on to the next agenda item 3, discussion and possible action to consider changes to previously adopted text to amend California Code of Regulation, Title 16, Section 2.8, Definition of Satisfactory Evidence. Ms. Pierce?
Thank you so much. Before I start my presentation, just want to make sure that members have the revised item that was sent out in the second mail out. The word revised is under the agenda item number. There was just a couple of minor changes from what was sent out in the first mail out. So the purpose of this agenda item is to provide the opportunity for the California Board of Accountancy to approve proposed amendments to California Code of Regulations, Title 16, Section 2.8, Definition of Satisfactory Evidence. The board previously heard this item at the January 2022 meeting. However, after submitting the rulemaking package to the Office of Administrative Law for review, the Office of Administrative Law, or OAL, determined that the language lacked clarity and may be grammatically incorrect. Bless you. The CBA then withdrew the submission from OAL to address the concerns. Language amendments for California Code of Regulations Section 2.8 have been made, addressing the concerns from OAL, as well as the concerns that were identified by Mr. Jacobson at the January meeting. The language now clarifies that transcripts can be sent by the applicant, but they must be in an envelope that was sealed by the educational institution, and the transcripts can be sent electronically to the CBA from the educational institution. You will also notice the structure of the language was modified slightly to address grammar and clarity concerns from OAL. The attachment to the revised CPC item shows where the language changes were made. Following CBA approval of the revised language, it will be noticed for a 15-day comment period and then resubmitted to OAL. If the CBA supports the proposed modified regulatory text to Section 2.8, staff recommend that the CBA make a motion to approve the modified text to CCR Section 2.8, direct staff to take all steps necessary to complete the rulemaking process, including preparing modified text for an additional 15-day comment period, which includes amendments discussed at the meeting. If after the 15-day public comment period, no adverse comments are received, authorize the executive officer to make any non-substantive changes to the proposed regulations before completing the rulemaking process, and adopt CCR Section 2.8 of the proposed regulations as described in the modified text. And that concludes my presentation. I'll now turn it back over to the chair, and I'm happy to answer any questions that members may have.
Questions or comments from members? If so, please raise your hand and wait to be called upon. No? If any member would like to make a motion to adopt the changes, please do so by raising your hand and wait to be called upon. Ms. Tu?
I will make a motion to adopt the staff recommendation.
Any member would like to second the motion? Ms. Corrigan?
Yes, I will second Ms. Tu's motion. Thank you.
Okay. I will now open for public comment. Is there anyone in the Sacramento location that would like to make a comment? All right. Moderator, can you open up for public comment?
This is the moderator. The Q&A is now open. The instructions are on the screen for your reference. If you would like to participate, and if you're on WebEx, you can click on the question mark, type comment, send it to all panelists. You can also raise your hand by clicking on the hand icon. Those calling in, you can press *3 to raise your hand virtually. No hands are up and no requests have been submitted through the Q&A. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, thank you. I will now ask Ms. Reed to call for the vote.
Nancy Corrigan,
Yes.
Carrie Ann Farrell Hines,
Yes.
Dee Dee Owens,
Yes.
Yen Tu,
Yes.
and Evangeline Ward.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 4, agenda items for the next meeting. Are there any agenda items from members participating in person? No? Are there any agenda items from anyone participating virtually? Oh, I guess moderator would have to open for public comment. I guess this should be, are there any agenda items from members participating here locally? Are there any, I will open for public comment. Oops. Oh, moderator, can you open for public comment?
Yes, this is the moderator. The Q&A is now open. Members of the public, the instructions are on the screen. Click on that question mark, type comment, click send, or raise your hand by clicking the hand next to your name. Callers, you can press *3. No requests. Would you like me to close the Q&A?
Yes, thank you. All right, I guess I'll move forward with adjournment. Thank you very much.